Hello and welcome to week 52 in these beautiful weather conditions. This week I was quite busy at work and still got enough time to put some steps in, which is nice. I also made sure to find out that someone I started to get worried about was actually doing well and fine. And I also want to say that with this being week 52, next week will mark the start of year 2 of my journey. So what that means for this series and my thoughts on it, you will find out at the end of this video. But for now, I just say, as always, thank you for watching. As you know by now, I'm doing Weight Watchers, and I'm currently having 41 points per day. I also have a weekly allowance of 28 points, from where I can take points if needed, but also can save up to 4 points per day and put it in there, as well as earn points from physical activities like walking. With that being said, let's get started. On Sunday, I skipped breakfast and started with chicken wings, 10 points. And then I went for a walk, where I saw something weird, and that was some ducks on the cemetery, far away from the point I usually see ducks, which is a small pond or by the riverside, something like that. They looked completely out of place, but were still quite cute. Back home I again had a Vienna schnitzel made from veal, 7 points. And of course asparagus, 0 points, with some potatoes, 5 points worth. And I tested a different sauce again that only cost me 4 points, but didn't really wow me. I guess I will just stick with the creamy one I usually use, even though it has a little bit more points, which still compared with original hollandaise has so little points that I shouldn't care. I mean, in some cases you just have to go with the one that tastes the best. 16 points for this dish. In the evening I had enough points to go for some Cheetos, so I had 10 points worth, which is this much, and I also used up the remaining slice of Schüttelbrot, 5 points. Monday I started with cereal and I had frosted flakes with almond milk, 13 points. Then I had a nice salad again, 10 points, and as a side I had a cabanos that came with paprika flavor, 9 points. In the evening I had protein again, in form of drumsticks, where I found a new flavor, hot buffalo style, where this serving is coming in at 12 points. It looks a little bit weird, but it solidly delivered on hotness, though I regretted that the next day. On Tuesday I started with a can of Graupentopf, which is a groat-based soup. I tried this because one can also only comes in at 6 points. However, it really didn't meet my taste, so I was sorry to remember that I bought 2 cans of it. But since I don't want to bother again with it, I just gave the second one away. Later that day, then chicken nuggets for 22 points, and I used a different sauce this time. That is supposed to be more fruity because it was orange based. It was only 4 points, and it is a really solid sauce, but not a good fit for nuggets. Like with the sauce hollandaise, I guess I will just stick with the curry sauce that I really like, even though it has more points, because taste does matter. And in the evening I tasted a new brand and kind of chips, which is rye based and has a little bit less points and is a little bit heavier than usual chips. It came with cheddar cheese flavor, so I was quite curious, and one bag with 150 gram was 14 points. So pretty much the same amount of a solid meal. And I have to say they actually filled me up quite well, at least more than usual chips would have. And they were tasty as well, so I will likely have them again. On Wednesday I had Texas pot again, 9 points, which I pimped up with a little bit of corn, where the rest of this can I would use with the next 2 servings of salad, which I have already planned in for today and tomorrow. And here's the first of the 2 helpings of salad, 10 points. Later then I had the second cabanos, 9 points. And then I had a pack of this cumin-based snack, which cost me 11 points and is a little bit like Schüttelbrot, that cumin-based hard variety of bread. But this snack was a little bit softer and has a more prominent taste and smell of fennel, which was okay, but the real thing is still better. I ended the day again with pork jerky for 1 point. On Thursday I had a so-called chicken grill and oven platter, a mix of different pieces of chicken that was cumbersome to calculate, but it ended up being 23 points, which taste-wise might not be worth it and it didn't really fill me up that much, but at least it was rich in protein. Then I had another helping of salad, 10 points, and then I was trying something new, a Slim Shake. And I didn't plan on ever using those, but this brand is supposed to be quite tasty, while one serving is only 3 points. So I tested them, and I plan to sometimes substitute a meal if I'm in a hurry or low on points. You use 30 grams of powder, 150 milliliter of milk or a milk alternative. Of course I used unsweetened almond milk again. And I started with blueberry muffin flavor, and I put in a teaspoon of vegetable oil as per instructions to make the vitamins stick with my body. So in summation, it is 1 point for each of the 3 ingredients: the almond milk, the powder and the oil. I will use a shaker next time though, as just stirring it didn't properly do the trick, as you could see. I then sampled Meatmaker's pork jerky with chorizo flavor, as I wanted to test a different brand of pork jerky. I ordered 10 packs and some other products as it was a special offer. I thought it would have as little points as my usual brand, but instead of 3 points, this bag has 7 points. It tasted okay, but not as good as the other one. Also, it was a little bit too dry for my taste. So once the packs are gone, I will likely not order more. On Friday I started with another Slim Shake, this time of the Kaiserschmarren variety, which is some kind of a dish of pancake bits with cowberry. And as you can see, I used a shaker to much better results. Points. Then I had a green bean stew, 8 points, and I am happy to say that on my walk afterwards I spotted my little furry friend again, who is doing well, thank God. And then it was nacho time once more, as I didn't have those in quite a while. 20 points for the tortilla chips and 5 points for the sauce. And of course there were jalapenos. Next up was something new again, and I had my first beef stick. I ordered those from the US at a still acceptable price, but it took 4 weeks for them to arrive, and I had to pay another 13 euros of custom duties on top of that, which I didn't expect and which raised the price into an area where I wouldn't reorder those, unless they really knock me off my feet. It was solid, like a Slim Jim, but a little bit more juicy, which is good, but I expected them to be on a point level with beef jerky. However, one stick ended up being 9 points, so I will not be able to use them as a small low point snack in between as I planned, but I still will use them up over time. I ended the day though with another pack of my trusted pork jerky of the preferred brand for just 1 point. On Saturday again Texas pot, 9 points, and then I went for a walk where I had another proper encounter with my little friend. Later that day, then again, schnitzel, asparagus, potatoes and the creamy hollandaise this time, but just a little bit less than usual, so I ended up with 17 points for this dish, which left me with enough points in the evening to have the remaining Cheetos from both bags that I opened over the last few weeks. The rest of the one flavor came in at 8 points and the other one at 5. And as so often recently, I ended the day with a bag of pork jerky, which means that this week I had all of my 28 weekly points still intact. Let's see what that means when I step on the scales tomorrow.
Well, after last week was not that successful, at least not in regards of weight loss, this week I lost another kilo. Exactly to the point, which is great, and I feel happy about that. All other values are also going down, body mass and body fat. Muscle mass is going up, so everything is happening as it is supposed to. And I might celebrate a little bit later on by just having a nice meal in a restaurant. I will see. I also plan to have some more steps today to maybe visit the small park we have. Right now I'm still in the cemetery, but in a very, very nice and solemn spot with a little bit of a waterworks behind me. So it really looks nice here. So that is basically the big update on my weight. And what else I wanted to tell you is what happens with this video series, as this really marks the end of year 1. So what I thought about long and hard is that I put a lot of work into these videos, and also I seem to not really hit the mark with most audiences, because honestly, the first half of a year I was mainly showing myself walking around, which might be a little bit interesting if you are interested in nature, and some of that stuff I think is really worthwhile, while the second half was concentrating more on what I eat, which might be interesting for everyone who is also doing Weight Watchers, but for everyone else who is just switching in and finding these videos by coincidence, I guess the question would be, why should I watch a random dude and see what he's eating all day long? And I get that point, so I guess it is mostly interesting for people who know me, and that is the reason why my subscriber count has a whopping 13 after half a year on this channel. The first half I did on my main channel, and then I moved everything over here. So there were several reasons why I started to do these videos in the first place. So first off was to keep myself honest and really stick to the program and stay motivated. The second one was to train myself more in video editing and stuff like that, and I done some different things over the years, so I'm happy with that. I also was trying to raise my skill in just talking directly into a camera, and also doing that in English, which also I think I got quite better over that year. But I would lie if I say that I wouldn't have hoped for more than 13 subscribers, to be honest. I was thinking that maybe I would just stop the series after 1 year, because, as I said, it's really taking a lot of effort. I also was thinking about the fact that maybe I should just switch over to a different channel and do it in German, because I'm a German person, and so maybe people are more interested in following someone who is German, recording in German, and following along with that journey. But that might end up also not being true, but to be honest, I am still interested in doing something along the line in German, because that is something I haven't done yet, which surprised me. So I have only recorded some narrations in German so far, and I did a dubbing for my funny clip video series, but I have never created something actually in German where I was just speaking in my native language and just doing something like these videos. What I will do for sure is also keeping this channel alive and doing some videos in year 2 in English as well. What I plan to do though is having it a little bit more editing friendly by maybe just being a little bit more frontal, not showing you anymore what I eat, because that might not be that interesting. Maybe just a summary at the end of a week that I film, where I just give you a heads up on what happened this week and what the outcome is. I might still put in some stuff here and there that I film over the week, but I will stray away from just filming everything I eat, which is a hassle for me anyway, every time just taking out the camera before I eat, so that will only happen in special circumstances. I will still put in some nature imagery and interesting stuff if I meet someone and have a nice lunch or go to the movies. Stuff like that for sure will still be part of that video series, but the videos in general I guess will then be shorter. And I guess maybe sometimes if I have something special to show you, they might also get a little bit longer again, but in general they likely will just be shorter than usual. And I will stay away from that structure that every day is one chapter in those videos, because some days I might just not have anything interesting to tell you. And on those days I shouldn't bore you with any information there that is not adding value to anyone and just keeping me busy in creating that stuff. So that is my thought at the moment about that. I might also start up, like I mentioned, a second channel in German, but I'm not 100% sure if I can pull it off over the next few days, because that would also need to be starting at the start of year 2, because I otherwise would just get confused if I have different numberings and stuff. So by the way, next week's video will be week 1 again, and it will say something like year 2 or I don't know in the title. At least that is my thought at the moment. If I go through with that, you will see next week. So that's everything I wanted to share for now. So this video series will continue. It will be different with year 2. And I just wanted to let everyone know who was watching so far, who is a subscriber. Thank you for that. I really, really appreciate it. It kept me honest for almost a year. And I hope you stick with me. And maybe if I start to share also some more personal stuff over the next year, then maybe it's attracting more people who are interested in finding out what's going on in my life. And not just see what I'm eating, because honestly, I don't even know why I put that in and concentrating on that. Because who should care? You know? So with that being said, I hope you had a successful week. I hope you had a successful year. My year is quite successful. I'm almost down to 20 kilo loss. It's just like 400 gram that I am shy of that big step in between. And I guess that will mean that I will for sure have a cheat day in the near future, and I will link you in on that also in the video that contains that. And I hope that you will come back next week for year 2 when I kick off another season, because summer is here, as you can see. So thanks again for watching. I hope you had some fun this year with me, and again, I hope you did fine. I hope everything you planned came to fruition this year. I hope it continues for all of us to be fantastic going forward. I wish you all the best. I thank each and every one of my subscribers for your time that you spent with me, and I hope you stick with me. Thanks. That's all I can say. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your comments. See you soon. Enjoy your time and stay healthy, stay happy. Do what you like, enjoy whatever you want to do.